What are we going to do about reparations?
Cut that check, you won't do.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you try to have me.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you won't do.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you try to have me.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you don't use it. 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 Cut that check, cut that check, you won't do.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you try to have me.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you won't do.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you try to have me.
About reparations.
Cut that check, you don't use it. Cut that check, you don't use it. Cut that check, you don't use it. Cut that check.
Hello, and welcome, beautiful and brilliant souls. Welcome back to day 11 of our 13 days of self-witnessing. Over the last 10 days, we have journeyed through remembrance, presence, release, awareness, and self-compassion. We have explored the ancestors who walk with us. We have listened to the wisdom of the heart. We have reclaimed the forgotten pieces of our voice, and we have witnessed our shadows with love. And through it all, we have practiced the sacred art of seeing ourselves more clearly. Today, we arrive at a beautiful realization. The more honestly we witness ourselves, the more naturally our essence shines. This is a common misconception that radiance is something we create, something we manufacture, something we perform. Many people spend their years trying to be more magnetic, more attractive, more successful, more inspiring, and yet some of the most radiant people you will ever meet are not performing at all. They're simply being. Their radiance does not come from perfection. It comes from alignment. Radiance is not performance. Radiance is alignment. I want you to think about the sun. The sun does not wake up each morning trying to prove its brightness. It does not compare itself to other stars. It does not even seek permission to shine. It just expresses its nature. In doing so, it illuminates everything around us. The same is true for us. Our deepest radiance emerges when we stop trying to be someone else and begin honoring who we truly are. The challenge is that many of us have learned to disconnect from our authenticity. We have learned to adapt, to fit in, to seek approval, to become who we thought we needed to be in order to feel accepted. And while those adaptations may have helped us navigate certain seasons of our lives, they often came with a cost. The cost of self-abandonment, the cost of suppressing parts of ourselves, the cost of dimming our natural light. Self-witnessing helps us reclaim that light, not by adding something new, but by removing what was never truly us. Every truth we acknowledge, every mask we release, every shadow we embrace brings us closer to alignment. And alignment naturally creates radiance. One of the most beautiful things about authentic expression is that it does not require effort in the same way performance does. Performance is exhausting. Performance requires constant maintenance. Performance depends on external validation, while authenticity is different. Authenticity is sustainable because it's rooted in truth. When we are aligned with ourselves, we no longer spend energy pretending. We no longer have to remember which versions of ourselves we have presented to the world. We no longer have to fight to maintain an image that does not reflect who we are. We simply become available to life as ourselves. And that is where radiance lives. Not in perfection, not in popularity, not in achievement, but in authenticity. True radiance is the byproduct of self-acceptance. It happens when the heart, mind, voice, and spirit begin moving in the same direction. It is what happens when our inner truth and outer expression becomes one. The beautiful thing is that radiance looks different for everyone. For some, it looks speaking boldly. For others, it looks like listening deeply. For some, it looks like creating art. For others, it may look like nurturing a community. For some, it looks like leadership. For others, it looks like quiet wisdom. The goal is not to radiate like someone else. The goal is to radiate as yourself. Because your essence carries the frequency that no one can replicate, your experiences, your gifts, your perspective, your voice, your story, all of it contributes to the unique light you bring to this world. Today, I invite you to consider where you may be still withholding that light. Where are you still editing yourself? Where are you still waiting for permission? Where are you still trying to earn the right to be who you already are? And what might be possible if that stopped? Because the world does not need another performance. The world needs more people who are willing to embody their truth. People who are willing to show up as themselves. People who understand that authenticity is not selfish. It is sacred. Today's reflection question is, what would it look like to fully embody my truth? I want you to sit with that question, journal with it, meditate on it. Allow yourself to imagine what alignment will feel like in your daily life. Not someday, not in the future, but now. What would change? How would you speak? How would you create? How would you move through the world? Because the truth is, your radiance have never been absent. It has been simply waiting for your permission to shine. Thank you for joining me for day 11 of our 13 days of self-witnessing. Tomorrow, we will explore the divine mirror and the profound realization that we have never been witnessing our lives alone. Until then, trust your light, trust your essence, and remember that your radiance is not something you achieve. It is something you reveal. This is Brittany Vibez, and I'm witnessing with you. Until next time, remember, your authenticity is sacred, your presence is powerful, and your light was never meant to be hidden. Ashe.